guys, it's me, Danny, and I am here because, as you know from the title, I wanted to talk about Insecure. This is how I look without makeup. When no bra, my nannies hang down low. That's my quarantine song for this week anyway. So I checked out Insecure. It just started on Sunday the 12th, which was also Easter. And it came on HBO. If you guys don't have it, I think right by now it's on YouTube where you at. So, you know, if you want to watch it first and then come back. But if you leave, come back, okay? Because I'm going to talk about the show a little bit. Okay? A lot of people were talking about it, so I thought maybe I should get in and have a conversation about it. Because, you know, I be out here on these internet streets. And since we all on the lockdown, I am also on these streaming streets. Okay, first of all, let's address it. Yes, I'm an essential worker, so I got my little mask ready in these streets, and I watched the movie. Okay, so I gotta look at my notes, so don't start tripping. Y'all know I use the iPad to check the notes, so we gotta, bear with me. So we start off the episode with Issa in her apartment, and this is season 4. Last season we had Issa starting to put her apartment together, and now it looks super cute. She unpacked everything, because if y'all been watching the series, you know that it took Issa a minute. She was just living in her apartment she wasn't sure she was ever gonna be able to stay. So it looks super cute. Molly comes over, they having what they call a self-care Sunday, which I think is cute. I'm gonna try that. If y'all know Summer, tell Summer that we gonna start something like that for ourselves. But this week they were doing the yoga and they got to talking and everything. And, Issa started telling her about how she feel like since she got her apartment together, her life is coming together. And so they discussed that. Molly starts to admit that, she needs to put work into putting out the energy that she wants back, which I think is a piece of growth, because she's saying, listen, she acknowledged that Issa was putting out the energy that she wanted back, and that's why she was getting what she was getting in life right now. And then it's also growth for the fact that you admit that you're not doing such a thing and that you need to get better or do better at that. Let me move this camera because it's killing me. Okay. Then Issa tells Molly, while they doing their little yoga and smoking weed, that they need to hold each other accountable, Issa and Molly. So Molly's like, yeah, cool, that's what's up. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. So we go to the next scene. Issa meets with Condola about the block party, the mixer for the block party, because she needs to get sponsors and vendors and things like that for this block party so that it can be a pretty big deal. While that's happening, Molly goes out with Andrew. Andrew is that, I want to say he's an Asian American guy that we met in the last season. He was friends with the other guy that Issa was dating. They were roommates or something. So Molly is dating him now. Remember, Molly had shut him down last season. So to see them out now was just like, okay, Molly, you growing, you learning. Open up a little bit. You don't gotta be so tight with yourself. But I'm happy for that. After that, we see Issa having bad sex with some guy. We don't know who he is just yet. It turns out to be a security guy that I guess maybe they just F buddies or sex buddies, if y'all know what F buddies are. And they have an experience. What I liked about that was the fact that Issa felt comfortable to express her need to be able to be pleasured in that experience, because a lot of times as women, now I don't know, these girls I think are in their late 20s, early 30s. At that age, I didn't think that the women that I knew were comfortable enough to express their needs to their partner. We would talk to each other, but we wasn't expressing needs to our partner. So I thought it was good to let women in this day and age know, go ahead on, tell them what you need, tell people what you need. I'm sorry, y'all, this hair is driving me crazy. Okay, what's next? Issa needs help stepping up her wardrobe game because Condola had made mention to some clothes that Issa had on. Issa wanted to look more professional for the event, and so she and Molly go shopping for some clothes, and while they're out shopping, Molly offers to help her with the mixer. You know, she's kind of like, you know, what you need me to do for the mixer. And Issa's like, oh yeah, I'm putting everybody to work. Don't worry about it. And, you know, she's there. So then Issa tells Molly that, you know, that she, you know, this was a big deal because Condola has all of these huge sponsors, and she starts, you know, naming people, and then Molly was like, oh, so she got like sponsors or whatever, like, okay, I see what's going on here. And then she was kind of like, who you got? And then Issa's kind of like, I got the local, you know, donut place and the local some other place, and she had like chicken and waffles or whatever. And Molly was just kind of like, you know, people like chicken and waffles. Like, she was being encouraging, like, you know, you can do the best you can with what you have, and then this woman is going to do what she has, and it's going to be a good thing. And then Molly even tried to like encourage her more by being like, don't worry about it though, because, you know, Andrew's coming with me, he worked for so and so, that means you got big people coming to you for real too. So I felt like Molly was trying to encourage Issa because Issa was kind of second guessing her ability to, you know, throw a party. She's also feeling some kind of way about the fact that the mixer is at her apartment complex, which ain't a fancy apartment complex. And so, you know, Molly's telling her like, listen, girl, you've thrown events before. You know how to plan an event. You know, this just means you're starting to level up. And if you're starting to level up, okay, you know, you got to do the best that you can with what you got. And then, you know, you keep growing and it's going to be bigger and bigger. But Molly was telling her like, don't be down on yourself. You have this. You can do this. And so I was just still like, all right, cool. Then Molly tells Issa, hey, I also need to let you know, Andrew wanted to know if he should invite Nathan. Now, you all know, if you've been watching this, Nathan is the guy that Issa was dating last season, and then he disappeared, y'all. Who am I? Then he disappeared. Okay, I'm sleepy. I gotta be. Okay, let's take it back. Nathan is the guy that Issa was dating and last season, and then he disappeared on her. Like, she didn't know where he was. And Molly intercepted like a meetup between them on Issa's birthday. And then sometime after the birthday, I think it was even later on that night, Nathan showed back up. He tried to explain why he was missing, why he just like ghosted on her. Issa wasn't with it. She told him she needed a break from him, and they haven't spoken since. So when Andrew was saying, should I invite Nathan to this mixer, Molly says, you know, I gotta talk to my girl about that. She brings it to Issa. Issa say, nah, Nathan don't need to come. Molly relays that message, and then for the mixer, he don't come. That's what friends is supposed to do. Don't just have some dude show up at my thing. And Molly already was trying to be like, you know, this dude ain't do you well, and you're doing well for yourself, so let me bring this to you to make sure that this isn't something that you need to, you know, I don't want them to just pop up and then throw you off your game. And I respect that. Okay, I'm saying all of this stuff just so that when we get to the end, we can have a quick talk, okay? Condola gives Issa like a quick little pep talk. They have a meeting at the office, at Condola's office. Condola gives her a pep talk, like, just be yourself when you're out there, you know, just speak to people. Don't try to, like, you know, Issa was saying she read some stuff up on how to talk to people, and Condola was like, don't do none of that stuff. Like, that's fake. That ain't you. Be you. And Issa was just like, I don't even know who I am. And I can relate because anytime I try to, like, explain like this YouTube channel or my podcast or something, there have been many times, especially in the beginning, where I was just kind of like, I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to do, even though I know what I'm trying to do, because I wanted to sound like professional. I wanted to sound, I guess, like educated on the topic. And so I found myself stumbling over my words. I found myself getting close to similar explanation, but it not really being the same thing when I spoke to different people. And so I definitely understand this space that Issa is in. So, you know, with Condola telling her, like, just be yourself, and what comes out from yourself will be good enough because I believe in you. It was like, kind of like, you know, sometimes we need that little talk, right? And the fact that these two women are friends or becoming friends, you know, that's where you, especially, it's like sometimes when you meet new people and they speak into you in ways that your friends kind of aren't doing for you right now, it'll uplift you. You need that sometimes, you know. So she got that. But then this is also when we learn that Condola, well, not we, but Issa learns that Condola is dating Lawrence, and that Tiffany, Issa's friend, knew that. And so it was kind of weird real quick. And Issa kind of tried to play it off like, oh, but it's cool, you know, it's not a big thing. Like, he dope, you dope, let's all, you know, this situation is dope, whatever. But it was weird, and I couldn't understand. Like, I've never had to work with somebody who, that's not even true. That I was about to lie to myself. I didn't even know. Yes, I have. I have worked with somebody who dated an ex. So I was the person, I was the new person, and I worked with somebody who used to date a person that I was presently dating. And so it is kind of super weird to be in that space, but the work had to get done, and we made it work. So, and then it really wasn't that much awkwardness, but I will say this. I don't think that to this day, I don't think that they know that I know they dated. So I don't know how awkward it was for them. They know that I dated that person, but they don't know that I know they dated that person. Weird, I know. Try to follow, catch up, keep up, whatever. I don't know, but I don't date them no more. They don't date them no more. So I guess it don't matter to this day. But at that time, it was like, oh, hey, you, and they were just kind of like, hey, because they didn't want, you know, I guess they didn't want to admit that they were dating that person. I don't know. We never really talked about the person I was dating. We just got to the business at hand, and we kept it moving. So, but I have been in that situation. Let's see what's happening. Okay, so after the meeting, Issa like leaving the building, but she stops because she's having like this "that's a Raven" moment or something. Like, she starts to have these daydreams about Condola and Lawrence having sex. So it's super weird. I didn't think we needed the scene, but it was in there. I guess so. Then Condola goes over to Lawrence's house and tells Lawrence, like, hey, so I don't think I'm friends with your ex. And Lawrence is like, who the hell is that? And then she's, you know, explains Issa, like, I'm friends with Issa. Remember I told you I was doing this mixer for this woman, and like the woman I'm doing the mixer with is your ex Issa. And then she rightfully starts being like, is she stalking me? Like, is she crazy? And then Lawrence tells her, like, because you know, child, there are people out here who will try to befriend somebody because they know that that person is dating their ex, and they crazy and they want to get back with them, and they are willing to do any kind of, you know, unsafe things to date somebody. Been there, not me doing it, but I have been somebody who has been harassed and stalked because somebody wanted to be back with somebody I was dating. I know, child, my dating life real crazy. We're gonna have to talk about that one day because it's out of control. But that ain't for today. We talking about Issa, Molly, and Kelly, and Tiffany, and Condola, and all them people up over there. So Lawrence tells Condola, like, you should keep on helping her. Issa cool. She, you know, she weird crazy, but she ain't crazy. And so, like, you know, keep helping her. She seems to be doing something well here with your assistant. So, like, don't give that thing up. Condola's like, all right, cool. Like, I hear you, whatever, but this is super weird for me right now. I need to process all of this. So, I'm going to go on to that crib. I can't hang out with you tonight. Lawrence was like, all right, I guess so. It's the mixer night. Issa's trying to get prepared for the situation. Condola shows up. They have like a quick, awkward interaction where they're both trying to be nice to each other, but it's like, I don't really know where to go with what we got going on right now. But they do kind of work it out, right? Just enough to be like, you here, I'm here, let's get this thing started. Then there was like this cute little scene, because that chick that lives upstairs, I don't know her name. If y'all know, let me know in the comments. But the cute little girl upstairs, she sees Issa's brother, so she asks Issa like, hey, with your brother, what's going on with your brother? Is he single, whatever? And Issa was like, he's single, but he gay. My girl was like, so my son daddy gay, it don't matter. Like, and there are women like that. Don't trip on it, because there are women who are okay with like a bisexual man, and if that is your preference, shout outs to you. Everybody don't got to do it, but don't down the people who are okay with it, right? So she was just kind of like, I don't care. I want to date. If he want to date me, I want to date him because he cute. I'm trying to find out. That's all that was about. And there are, again, women and men who are okay with dating bisexual people. It ain't no problem, right? So then we get to Molly and Andrew in the car on their way to the mixer. Molly tells Andrew like, hey, just want to let you know this party is going to be a little bit, I think she said ghetto girl, but I can't remember what she said, but it was kind of like she was just telling Andrew like, this party isn't going to be like those rooftop parties you used to at your job. But she said, but she trying. And so I still felt like it was him saying like, don't come up in here trying to, like judge my friend's, party, because she really is trying to do a thing here, and I just need to pre-warn you of what we're going to, so that you ain't got your nose turned up when we get there. But then we also learned that Andrew lets Molly know that he's dating other people, which sends Molly for a little loop, because Molly just assumed that they were exclusively dating, which was, I don't know why she would have assumed that, because they just started dating. And this is one of those problems I feel like a lot of women fall into. It's like, because I'm seeing you and you seeing me, I just automatically believe that means you ain't seeing nobody else, and we don't ask questions. And I think it was good that Molly asked, which is that Molly only asked because of the way he responded to the conversation that they were having. And, once Andrew said it, he was kind of like, but you seeing other people too, because he assumed the opposite. It's like, we just dating. We ain't a couple. So if we ain't a couple, we can date other people. That's the thing, ladies. Let me just tell y'all have to start remembering that just because you are dating someone or because you're talking to someone, if you guys have not defined exclusivity, you are not exclusive. And you need to find out and be sure about your position with somebody before you start doing a lot of things because you just decide that y'all together, because y'all not. And then you get your feelings hurt because he's dating somebody and you think he's cheating on you, and he ain't even cheating on you because y'all ain't even a couple. Okay, that was one little small rant. Sorry, let me move on. So then we show up to the party, Kelly bartending, and I don't know, is it in my funky Dineva voice, is it me? But I'm trying to find out, why is Kelly always supposed to be the messy one? For me, I just don't think that I like that that the plus size girl is supposed to always be like man thirsty and drunk all the time. I don't like it. I'm sick of that character. I'm sick of this character trait. Like, can I see her doing something else? We barely see Kelly doing anything but being drunk and chasing men around. It wasn't cute when they had Monique being Miss Parker chasing around Mr. Ogilvy, to me, and it's not cute now that they got Kelly chasing around any man around the city, that everywhere they go she chasing around some stranger ready to have sex with them, reckless. I mean, I don't know if I want to call it reckless, but it seemed reckless the way that they have her doing it. Can I put it that way? Paula Jai Parker is on the show. She's one of the sponsors or potential sponsors for the block party. I think she did a good job. The last time I remember seeing her was on a Real Hollywood Divas or something like that, and she looked a mess. Sorry. I don't know if it was a Real Hollywood Divas or if it was I was one of those reality shows a couple years back, and she did not represent herself well. I don't know if they were acting on that show, if it was supposed to be bad acting, or if that was really her and her ain't hitting. But either way, I wasn't happy with it. But I'm glad to see her here. She's telling Issa that she needs for her to pitch, this party. Like, tell me what's going on. What's the deal with this block party? And so now it is pitch time for this thing. Condola is at the table as well. They both try to like speak about it, but comes to find out that the girls still are not comfortable with each other yet. And so Condola says, hey, Issa, how about I work this side of the party, you work that side of the party, let's sell this party. And this is where we see Issa very, very uncomfortable with explaining what her intent is with this block party. It's like every time she speaks to one person, they ask her about something she didn't mention, and then she goes to the next person and she mentions that thing, and they like, I ain't worried about that, tell me about this. For example, one person would be like, tell me about, the vendors. Are they all black, black owned vendors? What's going on? So then Issa will go on and on with them about the vendors. She meets the next person. She's like, oh, let me tell you about all these black owned people. And they're like, I ain't really worried about the black owned. Is it going to be fun? She's like, oh, it's going to be super fun. And she goes to the next person like, oh, let me tell you how fun it is. And they're like, I ain't worried about it being fun. Tell me about the political, aspect of it. And so Issa just kept jumping it. She didn't know what to do. And again, that is me. I don't know how to sell myself. I'll be like, I got a couple situations or whatever. I don't really know how to, what to do about it. Check it out if you want to, but I don't know. It's good, I think, but I don't know if it's good. I'm just trying to be out here in these streets. And so I really could relate. I thought the two, Issa had security for the party. It was her little sex partner. He does a good job at, being at the door. I thought it was a little cute, the interaction between him and Molly and Andrew when they show up to the party. Molly comes in, she starts talking to Issa. She's like, oh, we using our sex buddies for security. Issa was like, look, he free. He said he was ready to do it. Don't worry about it. Molly says again, if you like it, I love it. Don't worry about it. Ain't nobody judging you. Okay. He is security. It is his job, so whatever. They get to talking. Issa was like, what's wrong with you? Molly was like, I don't know. I think I'm done with Andrew because he's dating other people. Issa was like, stop tripping. Y'all just start dating yourself. You be seeing other people every now and then. It's okay. And then, Issa was like, but I got this party to attend to, so like, get your life. I don't know what to tell you. Then Tiffany comes up to Issa to tell her, hey, the porta potties ain't doing well. And once Issa starts to look around, she sees that her party in general is not going well. And that's not what she wanted. That's not the, the vision she had in her head. So luckily she was able to pull it together, grab the mic, speak to the group as a whole to clarify her vision. And that, I was like, come on, Issa, because I like that. I just felt like the way that she explained it at the end was Issa. That wasn't Issa trying to pretend to be anything, trying to, fulfill everybody's single wish. It was just her being like, this is what I'm trying to do. I hope that you all want to buy into it. Here are the ways that you can let me know. Let's party, let's have fun. And then the party turned up and it became great. What I really liked about it was that the other three friends stood around and were congratulating her. Like, she really doing good. She really know what she got going on. And it was like they were proud of her. Then at the end of the party, Tiffany and Kelly come up to congratulate her. Like, okay, girl, you was doing this party thing. I see you. It's nice. This was cute. And they, leave, and it hypes Issa up. Now, while this is going on, Molly and Andrew are having a conversation. Molly tells Andrew she's staying to help Issa with the party. Andrew could tell there's something wrong with her, but Molly doesn't want to give any information about what's going on with her. So Andrew's like, I'm going to catch an Uber and I'll see you later. And so Issa then comes over all hyped up off of the Kelly and Tiffany conversation, and she's like, girl, like, could you believe it was fun? I did my thing. She was like, whoa. And so Molly was just kind of like, you did, like, it was nice, I love it, whatever. And Issa's like, what's wrong with you? So then Molly tells her, like, I don't know, ain't nothing really wrong with me. I think I'm going to stop talking to Andrew because of that whole dating people or whatever. And Issa basically was like, you tripping, girl, like, you're tripping. And she's like, what's the problem? And then Issa, tells her, like, she was like, it looked like you like him though, but I didn't know you like him. And she was like, whatever, I guess maybe I might like him a little bit. I don't know. I'm not trying to get into all of that. But, what I'm really tripping off is how you talking to Condola when Condola is dating Lawrence. Like, that's weird. And she was like, you don't think that's weird? And Issa was kind of like, I mean, it's weird, but it seemed to work for us. So I ain't trying to get Lawrence back, and they seem to be doing good, so whatever. And Molly was like, alright, I mean, if you say so or whatever. And, Issa's kind of like, what? So Molly, and this is where everybody starts to get the tripping. So let me say what happened, and then let me get into my conversation at the end. So Molly tells Issa, you don't have to have a messy life. It's just kind of like you do these things and keep yourself in messy situations. And Issa was like, basically like, my heart, you hurt my heart. And, they just kind of, Issa walked away and they kept cleaning up working to clean up the party. Molly, why there's so many people? Molly then texts Andrew and says, I'm sorry I was tripping. I thought we was kicking it, but I realized once you told me you were dating other people that I do really like you. Like, I like you. And I still think that's a mature thing too, because we will let our petty flag fly and be like, man, so what? If he want to be dating people, then fine, I'll start dating people. When you really like somebody, and you ain't need to get all crazy like that. You could just say, hey, I like you. Maybe I would like to get more exclusive with you, but he don't know that if you don't tell him. I mean, you don't gotta wait for no man to decide for you when your feelings can be validated. You can let somebody know where you have feelings and then see if they validate them. You know what I'm saying? So I thought I liked that too. Condola goes back to Lawrence's apartment, tells Lawrence the mixer was good. And we good, and then they get to the bottom check on wows, okay? And so they go ahead on and they do that. The girls, Issa and Molly, we end the episode with them cleaning up, but it's really awkward. So we started off with Condola and Issa being awkward at the beginning of the party, and now we have Issa and Molly awkward at the end of the party, okay? Whew. That's all there is. Like, no, because I got a whole, situation. But that's the end of the episode. So let me get into my talk real quick. I keep seeing on the internet that Molly is not a good friend. And I believe that everybody is saying that Molly is not a good friend because she told Issa that she doesn't have to be so messy with her life all the time. Let me just say, I'm going to go against all of y'all and say, excuse me, number one, Issa has not been a good friend to most of her friends, most of this series, from episode 1. I was saying, y'all go ahead on and call Summer, because I've been saying the Summer for the longest. Issa is a trash ass friend. I don't know how else to put it. I just feel like she has been very, very, very self-centered. And now, she was too good for Lawrence when she was with Lawrence. She was too good for whoever else she was around. She was always just like, it's about me. Like, drop everything and come help me. Even down to the fact that she would call Molly to say, come over here to Nathan's, pretend like you like Andrew again so I could get into Nathan's house so that I could, stalk him in his house and rummage through his things like a crazy woman. And Molly jumped up and went with her, even though she was saying, like, you tripping, like, what we doing here? She still rode for that girl. And I think too that people don't want to have their friends call them messy. That's not okay. Molly is allowed to say, you tripping, you keep on bringing mess to your life. We all know that Issa keep bringing mess to her life. Now, if Molly doesn't understand yet that Issa is trying to do a mature thing because what she sees is a bigger picture and saying that Condola really going to help me elevate my life. Hell with a man. I'm trying to get my life on the come up. She needs to have that conversation with her. But when it looks from the outside looking in, you trying to talk to somebody who be friends with somebody who is sleeping with your ex is kind of weird. And I'm allowed to say that as your friend. Who else supposed to say it? It's only supposed to be said by the people who talk about you behind your back, or your friends are supposed to say that. For me, I feel like that's not messy. I also feel like we all have been, that whole narrative that Molly is not a good friend is unfair, because why is it that Molly always has to be the mature and the higher friend, and that Issa gets to be a lower standard friend, but when Molly wants to be the person who's just like, girl, what's going on with you in your life, she ain't allowed to do it? That's not okay. Come on. We all know that it's been a lot of stuff going on for Issa that Molly got to ride for. And, you know, if Molly is saying, I'm at a struggle in my life right now, Issa, I need you to step up. And sometimes, you know, you got to step up. Now, should Issa have spoke up for herself in that space and been like, child, you don't even get it. I'm trying to talk to this woman because I'm trying to get the come up, not because of no man. And you know daggone well you done enough messy stuff in your life that I don't think you need to be calling me on it. That was the responsibility of Issa. It ain't on Molly, especially since Issa had just said a couple days ago we're supposed to hold each other accountable for our lives and putting out the energy we want to get back. That was the talk at the beginning of this episode, was we want to put out the energy we want to get back. And Molly was saying to her, this energy don't seem like good energy for you. That's all she was trying to say. She said, you know what, we were saying we hold each other accountable. Just because accountability may hurt don't mean it ain't real. And so, you know, I don't think she's a trash friend. Now, I don't know what's coming later, and it may be a buildup of a bunch of things that may make Issa decide, I don't want to rock with this girl. But what I'm saying is, for the example of this episode, I don't feel like Molly was being a trash friend. I feel like she may not have been the best friend, but I don't feel like this was anything that is like, we need to get rid of her. I'm hoping that we get to a space where, you know, they can work this out before the season ends, because, you know, saying at the beginning of the episode that I don't rock with with Molly, ooh, I just turned into Elmer Fudd right quick. Saying that, having Issa say at the very beginning of the episode that she don't rock with Molly definitely led to a lot of people looking at everything that Molly did in a negative light, because you was trying to see why this would happen. So you like, up there it go, up there it go. But when the truth really is that all throughout this episode, Molly had been supporting Issa, and we heard everything, because perception can be tricky when people try to, you know, mastermind and manipulate. And that was that first scene, that phone call was a manipulation of what was going on. So it made you look at Molly and everything she did in a negative light, where Molly, I don't believe Molly got the credit that she actually really deserved for being a friend in this episode. I just feel like we gotta, you know, give Molly a little bit more chances. I mean, dang, y'all, we just on episode 1. Which leads me to the fact that Insecure comes on every Sunday night. I believe it comes on at 10 o'clock on HBO. I'll be here every week talking about it. Sometimes, hopefully, we can get some guests on here to have some conversations as well. But this will be the Insecure series. We're going to talk about it every week. Make sure you come back here. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. I know y'all going to tell me how y'all feel like Molly is trash, but I'm ready to read your comments anyway, and maybe even discuss with some of y'all. Subscribe, hit the notification button, share this video with your friends so y'all can have discussions about what I'm discussing. And I guess I'll see y'all later while we figure out or argue about why Molly is not or is a trash friend. But that's just me, y'all. And I'm just saying.